All right, everybody. Good morning and welcome to Open Forum. Today we have a very special guest. We're going to talk about a few things, but I'll introduce her here in just a second. But I wanted to remind you guys what we do here. What we teach with our Agent Success Program is the 20 or 30% that we don't take as a 100% company. We want you guys to be able to have the discipline to put that money towards your business, grow your own brand. And what I try to do is give you guys different ways to do it because different things work for different people. We have all different styles of communicators in here. Some of you very adept with social media and branding, and some of you not as much, some of you more old school. But I wanted to introduce you guys to Caroline Laborde with Luxury Presence, and she is going to give you guys just another option, another way to do it. I know Mandy has been using them and highly recommends them. So I know you guys have seen Mandy's website. We've shared it in here, and it's really nice. And I want to introduce Caroline. Caroline, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ryan, for the introduction. Hello, Mandy. Good to see you. I am going to keep it pretty short and sweet. Just like Ryan just said, different things work for different people, and that's kind of how we operate too. We're not a one-size-fits-all platform. So if anybody is interested in hearing about Luxury Presence further, I'd be happy to schedule a more detailed consultation to, figure out what'll work for your business. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and just kind of high level show you guys what Luxury Presence is. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, so Luxury Presence, we are a marketing software company. So websites are the core of what we do, but we're not just a website company. We are website, we are marketing. We have other tools that we provide through our platform for agents. And it's really just a way for you to have something that's much more branded to you and your target audience, your price point, without you having to worry about it, because that's kind of a huge pain of websites is nobody has the time to do it. So our software takes care of a lot of those aspects. I know you guys just said that you've seen Mandy's website, but I'm going to use it too to show y'all some of the stuff here because it has come to be one of my favorites. So first of all, with building the website, we work one-on-one with you. You have a dedicated person that is assigned to you to understand your brand, what geographic areas you focus on, what your color scheme is going to be, what price points you want to highlight. Some of the automated things just to show you, and this is all just at a starting point. We have a lot of different levels we work with agents on, but with the website, our software takes care of a lot of content for you. So if you guys can see here, we have all this data pulling into Mandy's site for the different areas she focuses on. And this is nothing that Mandy has to manage herself. This is something our software takes care of, feeds into the website, keeps up to date. So your website is really a resource and it stays up to date, which Google likes, and you don't have to touch it. So we'll integrate with your MLS as well so that clients can search on your website. They can favorite properties. They can come in here and set up their own listing alerts with their own search. So it's very user-friendly, and it's a way for a lot of people to engage with your site. So website aside, some of the software pieces are also going to come with the backend platform. So this is our test account. So don't worry, it's not real data that I'm exposing to you guys, but this is our backend platform where there's other perks of our platform, like our presentations tool, for example. I know a lot of people use Canva, some other things for like listing presentations. We do that too. It'll help keep your branding consistent. We have templates already put together for you for these types of things. You can easily go in here, customize it, make it your own with your photos, your fonts, your colors, and easily throw together a listing presentation and send it to your client with a link. You can download it as a PDF. We have tools back here for you to make property websites. And this that I'm showing you guys right now, this is all just at a starting point. So if you just want a really good looking online business card, some extra tools to help brand yourself, some more collateral, that's going to be really at any level with us. I mentioned we also do marketing. So we just start to work in some SEO. I don't know how familiar you guys are with SEO, and if we were to meet in more detail, I can explain it a lot better. But it's basically just what makes your website be found by different people. And I'm sure most of you on this call work by referral, repeat client sphere of influence, right? All those people are going to Google you. Some of you might agree, some of you might disagree, but the NAR actually put out a statistic that 1 in 5 of your referrals is going to look you up online and compare you against other agents. So it's really important what they see when they do a quick Google search for you. And this is what we want them to see. This is a client of ours over in California. The second I search for him, or if I search for this agent over in Austin, Texas, or if I search for this fella in Miami, every time I'm Googling these people, I'm kind of just hitting the face with their brand. We have a whole level of our package that is just dedicated to focusing on your Google presence, making sure people that are referred to you see your name on a sign, one way or another, have your name, that there's no risk in losing them to someone else. We don't want them to find your broker's profile. We don't want them to find your realtor.com profile. We want them to find your website, so that the second I Google you, I click on your site and I'm engaging with you. I get the first impression you want me to see. There's a lot that goes into this process that I'd be happy to walk you guys through. The other side of marketing that we do is just getting more competitive with it. So still in the realm of SEO, if I do a Google search here for Manhattan real estate agent, the very first option to show up is our client, Noble Black. We got him ranked there. We did that by managing a blog for him. So our team, everything we do is in-house. We aren't outsourcing content overseas or anything. It's all US based. Our team is creating custom blog content for him every single month to get him that front page exposure. So if there are any neighborhoods, zip codes that you want to be the go-to agent in when someone is looking for homes for sale or a realtor, that's what this is. That's what we can do. It takes time. Once we get into the competitive side of marketing, it's, definitely a process, but the value is there. Like I said, you're the go-to, you're on the front line if someone's ever searching for a realtor. I think that covers a pretty good high level overview of the marketing stuff that we do. Like I mentioned, if anybody was interested in seeing more about how we do these things, what might work for them, I've met with a couple people here. I'm obviously working with Mandy and met with her. I would, want to hear more about your business, what your goals are. Are you wanting to get into higher price points, new zip codes, just more transactions? Are you just wanting to brand yourself better? And then from there, walk you through a much more tailored presentation. I would spend some time preparing and going over your online presence so I can really recommend something that would fit you, because like Ryan said, and like I said in the beginning, not everything works for everybody. So yeah, I'll stop there, and I'm happy to answer any questions about what we do. Mandy, if you think there's anything I missed too, let me know. But yeah, does anybody have any questions?
Did you touch on social media?
Oh, so social media is it's a separate standalone service. It's a very more robust package now. We've actually changed the offering, Mandy, since you and I met. But we do offer social media management, where it's pretty hands-off on your end. You guys don't have to worry about sending us content or creating content or writing captions. We handle all of it. It's custom content for you, so we don't just have like a library of pre-canned posts that we put together for everybody. This is just an example of one account that we manage, and I'd be happy to send some examples and social media and websites to Mandy or Ryan to share with you guys. But we curate all the content for you. This is just one example here. We'll do interior design tips, pictures of your listings, just lifestyle photos of the area, graphics. But on that note, with what we're posting, we also track it for you. So we will see, what type of posts are people engaging with. If we see everyone loves the interior design stuff, but no one really cares about your testimonials, then we're probably going to steer away from that. We want to post stuff that people are going to engage with, comment on, share. And then we also promote your posts. So built into the monthly subscription for social media is a ads budget, and where we will boost your posts for you on Instagram. It just helps grow your following. And on that note, we post on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, posting 24 times per month. So pretty much just about every single day there. So very robust strategy there. And this is an add-on. It's not included in our packages, but it can be added into any of them, bundled into our website packages. Carolina, yes. My contact information?
Yeah, if you don't mind, just put it in the chat, please.
Yeah, yeah,
so everybody
absolutely. And
will
I was
have it.
gonna send my calendar link as well.
Yeah, perfect.
But yeah, sure thing. Any other questions?
Well, okay. So a lot of times, Caroline, on these chats, you have to act like you're about to leave, and then they'll start asking questions. So 'cause they don't want to be the one to ask it; they're hoping somebody else will ask it. So let me go ahead and ask you. Give us
Sure.
some of the pricing on your smallest packages and what that includes, and then your biggest packages and what that includes.
Yeah, yeah. So the pricing is going to here, and I can stop sharing my screen here. So the pricing is going to range depending on what we are doing for you from a marketing standpoint. So our packages scale anywhere from less than a couple $100 a month, and then sky's the limit. I mean, we have agents that are spending north of $3,000 a month with us. Obviously, it's not one extreme to the next. There's a lot of levels in between. All of the packages, even at our starting point, are going to give you the website I just showed you. There's no difference in the quality of the site. It's not like you pay more to have a prettier site. That's not the way the pricing works. So all packages are going to come with the dedicated onboarding manager to build the website with you, the MLS integration, the neighborhood data I showed you that's feeding in, access to the backend platform, lead capture, all that stuff. It's just on our entry level package, we aren't doing the SEO, the ongoing marketing. It's really just to give you a well-branded functional site. And then once you start scaling up, we add in marketing. That's whenever the price starts going up. Carolina, did you have another question? Carolina?
Yes. So question, if someone has a website currently, do they have to switch and use that service in order to be able to use your marketing services?
So the only thing that we would be able to do standalone would be the social media management. As far as SEO and blog content and managing your Google presence, we would need to rebuild your website with us because with us being a software company, we're building the website and managing it in our own platform as well. It's not like a WordPress or Wix site. It's a software that's dedicated to real estate. So we would need to move your site to our And if you already have a site already built out, you've already invested in a website and content and things like that, that's definitely something, I'm always happy to, like, when it comes to the setup costs, kind of chip away at that if you've already invested in something. And it honestly just makes the process easier too, to take the content you've already got and just slide it over and get it started. But yeah, it would need to be rebuilt.
I set up an appointment for tomorrow, but
amazing. Yeah.
Caroline, would you please just cover the, because this question is coming. What is the social media that does standalone? What am I looking at for that?
For the cost of social media management?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not, like I said, it's not pre-canned content that's just being thrown onto your social account. So it is more of an investment. The social media package, if done by itself and not bundled into anything, is $1,500 a month, because it is our team that's creating custom content for you based on your market, based on your audience's engagement. It's not just here's a bunch of posts and good luck. It's very, very tailored and customized. So yeah.
And you're tracking and growing you're tracking and boosting and growing my my followers, etc.
Correct. So you have a dedicated social media manager that is assigned to you for the entirety of your campaign with us, that is meeting with you every single month to go over, okay, this post did this well, this one didn't do well, nobody liked this one, people did like this one. We're going to start focusing more on this content, really more so just keeping you in the loop. We're not asking you to send us pictures or anything like that. We handle everything. It's very hands-off on your end. It's really just a matter of getting your approval on the content that we are creating. I will say on that note, obviously social media is a great asset to your brand and is very important to your brand and online presence. I will say that it is, in my own opinion, it's definitely more of a supplement of your brand. With Google and website presence and everything along those lines, from what we've seen, that's definitely more crucial. That's where you're going to get more lead capture. This is just going to, when it comes to like posting on Instagram and Facebook, that's just going to be an add-on to your brand, really. So with that cost, like I said, with website, much more of a range of costs there, and in my own opinion, it's more important on that end too. I saw a question too in the chat. Can you cancel at any time? If you cancel, what happens to your website social media page? It's an initial 12-month agreement. At the end of those 12 months, you can downgrade, you can leave us, you can do whatever you'd like from there. any content that we have created for you, that, you know, pictures, copywriting, anything at all, that's yours to keep. You paid for it, so you keep it. You can do whatever you'd like with it from there.
And how many social media platforms are you guys posting to for that $1,500 a month?
Yeah, we're posting
per month.
Yeah, we're doing Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
Okay. And so the social media package, that's 12 months as well, standalone.
Correct.
If you just do that. Okay. All
Correct.
right.
Yes.
Wonderful. Do you have any more questions? Anybody have any more questions for Caroline?
Oh, I do. My name is Victoria. How many
Okay.
posts do you do for 1,500 a month? And
It's-
does that include videos, or is just like?
Yeah, we'll do 24 posts each month. So just about every business day, or every single day, just about. And you guys review all the posts before we post them. So you know, we don't do anything without your approval on it. And as far as videos, yes, we can create reels for you. We can, you know, put together carousels, things like that. Really anything. So yeah, videos are definitely doable.
Do we have to provide the content to you, or do you do that yourself?
No, you do not have to provide anything. You'll have a dedicated social media manager that will have like an initial conversation with you, just figuring out your brand, what type of content you want out there and you want to, you know, position to your audience, or how you want to come off to them even. And then we take it from there. But like I said, you'll approve everything. So we don't post anything until you've given us a thumbs up on it. But no, you don't need to worry about giving us anything.
Okay, thanks. I jumped on later,
Yeah.
so thanks for.
Oh yeah, no problem. Somebody
has a question.
has their hand.
What-
Yeah.
Hello. I just want to ask in regards to the reels, do you guys offer the service of filming and editing, or how does that work?
No, we don't do filming. We'll do editing. Like, so if you have videos of maybe like a property tour, and maybe if we find like a drone video of an area, for example, something like that, you know, we can definitely edit the two together. If you just have a bunch of property videos you want to dump into like a shared Google Drive with us, because we do have that in case you do have content you want to share with our team. We can put those together for you and edit it and everything, but we just want to film it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. And I just saw someone ask in the chat too about the cost again. The monthly fee ranges depending on the marketing. So it'll range anywhere from about 200, less than 200, depending on, you know, what all you want added on a month. And then our highest package is 3,000. It's just going to a lot of ranges in between. It just depends on how aggressive we're getting with marketing. Really depends on what you're looking for and what makes sense at the time. It's not a just flat fee.
Can you?
Ryan, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
No, I was calling on you. Go. I saw you have a question.
Oh, thanks, man. Blogs and articles, is that included in one of the packages, or is that a standalone separate as well?
Well, technically both. But yes, it is included in one of our packages, because that's one of the biggest pieces of our more competitive SEO strategy is copywriting and ongoing blogging, 2 blogs each month with SEO. So yes, it is included in the package, but it's also something where, let's say we're not doing any marketing for you at all. You're just on our lower tier to have a good looking website. If you say, oh, you know, I really love a blog written about this, we have in-house copywriters, and you can always just, you know, add content on as you go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Do you provide email campaign services? We do not. A lot of our agents will use like the blog content we create for newsletters and for emails like that, but we do not actually have like an active email campaign.
Hi, Caroline.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't know that much about marketing and social media, but I've just started a website with Facebook maybe like 2 years ago and just been adding stuff to it. And I've just started watching some followers to learn how to do more. And one of them said you should like ask questions like on your Facebook page. Is there things like that we could give to you to ask questions, like, or would we still be using our Facebook page? Like, would this, I'm just wondering, would this take over our Facebook page? Because
no, so you would just give us access to your social accounts. We are not hijacking or taking anything over. We're not creating a new page for you. It's really, you're just giving us access to it, like as an admin to post for you. You're right, asking questions is great because it boosts engagement. And if you, I know I mentioned that we can create all the content for you. You don't have to send us anything. That doesn't mean you're not allowed to. You have that dedicated social media manager, and you would have like a shared Google Drive with them, where if you did have any ideas for your posts or pictures or videos or questions for that matter that you wanted us to ask, you can easily just put it in there or even email it over to them since they are your point of contact. And we can incorporate it into your post. So I like to stress that you don't have to send us anything, because I know that's a big hang up on doing any type of marketing in y'all's industry. Given how busy you are day to day, it's a lot to manage yourself. So I like to stress that you're not required to do any of that. But obviously collaboration is just going to make anything that we do that much stronger. So you're always welcome to send stuff our way, but you're definitely not required to.
Okay, that sounds great. So you can just have the link with the website on my Facebook page to go right to your website.
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Fun. That sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, any more questions for Caroline? We cleared the chat. I think we did.
Yeah.
All right. And Carolina, you have an appointment with her tomorrow. So any other things you got there to talk about, you'll come up with more questions, I'm sure.
I'll be ready.
All right, guys. And like
Thank
Caroline
you.
said, if you guys want to use her calendar link there, she'll do an individual thing. They have to do it very individualized. It's not a one size fit all, just like we talked about earlier. So she'll be happy to set up an appointment with you and go over your stuff and customize something to your budget and to your needs. Caroline,
Correct.
thank you very much for coming in. We really
Yes,
appreciate
thank
it.
you. Of course. Thank you. And thank you, Mandy. If y'all lose my contact info, also feel free to reach out to Mandy too. We stay in contact. So I appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Thank
Bye,
you, Caroline. Take
Bye,
care.
guys.
Okay. You guys have any questions or comments about what's going on at FRI? You guys are we're doing well. You guys are doing well. The market slowed down a little bit, but you guys have been picking up. So very happy about that. Angie, why don't you give me a preview of what you sent me? Because I did not have time to look at it. You just sent it right before the meeting. About what you sent me about buyer agent compensation changing.
Yeah, thanks. I know I wanted you to watch that when you get a chance, but it's like an hour long. So it's some good information on some recent rules and laws and lawsuits that are happening in our industry that are geared towards how buyer agents are compensated, and some unfair practices that the government believes to be going on. So it's kind of, there's quite a shift going on now, and it probably will result in some legal changes that will change the way we all get paid. It hasn't completed already yet, but there are some lawsuits that have actually already gone through. And some states have already taken off buyer agent compensation off their MLS. So I have a friend who's an agent in New Jersey, and she said that, I think it was just like yesterday, they took off buyer agent compensation, and their MLS is no longer requiring you to put any money there. It could be a zero now for buyer agent compensation. So I think at first glance, a lot of us are probably shocked by this, but I personally feel in the long run that it could be a good thing for our industry. I think there's far too many agents out there that aren't educating their buyers on how the process works and aren't really showing their value. And then therefore they're not getting compensated according to their own value and skill. They're getting compensated according to whatever the seller's agent has put onto the MLS. So personally, I don't think it's that horrible of a thing. I think it's kind of time that things kind of shifted this way. But there, of course, there's different sides to different things. But Ryan's been preaching for a long time about doing buyer consultations and getting those buyer agreements signed. And some people have jumped on board and some just haven't. But I think this is the time now where, when this shift does happen, because something's definitely going to change here in Florida, but we don't know exactly what, it's going to be a more important time than ever to really do a consultation with your buyers before you just go out and show them homes and get an agreement signed as to what you're charging for a commission. So that's just kind of what's going on in the industry. And we'll probably see some changes pretty soon, but I'm not sure if anybody has any more information on this specific to Florida. I think, did you just post the link, Ryan? I think you just posted the link to the video. It's on YouTube. It's kind of an overall nationwide video that this is about, with agents from different states. So it's not specific to Florida. So, hopefully we'll get some more Florida specific information soon as to what changes we may expect or what the possibilities are of changes. Carolina, did you have a question? Or you have a comment?
Yes. Are you saying that at some point, perhaps, that as a buyer's agent, we will get paid by the buyer versus by the seller?
Yes, correct.
Mm.
Buyer agent compensation will not be paid by the seller. It would be paid by your buyer, which means that you as an agent are going to have to show your worth, show your value the same way you sell yourself at a listing appointment. And you say what you're going to do to get that listing. You're going to have to say what you're going to do to get that buyer a house and to help them out, and not get paid until you do, just the same way with the listing. So
My understanding was that in order for you to list on the MLS, you have to, while the co-broking agreement, you would have to put that you're paying someone to bring a ready active buyer. So how would that change?
So that's what the issue is. And that's the issue that the government and lawsuits and consumers are saying is an issue. They're saying that that's unfair practices, that it's setting the commission for what your agent is going to get paid as the buyer agent, what the buyer is going to get paid without any regards to their service or what they're doing for you, where somebody who got their license yesterday can be your buyer agent, and somebody else who's extremely experienced and been doing this for 30 years and, knows all the ins and outs will get paid the same amount. And it's also can lead towards steering, right? It could lead towards agents saying, oh, I'm not going to go show that house because the compensation is 1%. Let's take a look at this one instead. So there's a lot of factors that are going on with the compensation being mandatory in the MLS. And then there's agents like my friend in New Jersey said that one of the reasons why it was so big there, she said there's a very big real estate team there that was putting $1 in the buyer agent compensation. And then they were doing open houses and they were basically taking all the buyers because the buyer agents weren't going to show it for $1. And the buyer agents weren't selling their services and getting their buyers convinced to pay them their own commission, which is what it seems like we're already going to have to do, what we're going to have to do in the future, which makes sense to me. We should be able to show our worth and show our value and get paid according to our value, not just because that's what some listing agent convinced the seller to agree to put it on the MLS.
It's interesting that you're talking about this. I just had a listing and sold. And then of course I paid the buyer's agent 3%, and I took less because she brought the buyer. My seller's like, why are you doing that? Why can't the buyer pay them? And so obviously she didn't read the listing agreement, but I said, well, she brought the buyer, so she deserves to get paid for her work. And
that's the confusion that's happening throughout our industry, and it happens with me all the time because I do perform a sit down buyer's consultation with all my buyers, and they have no idea that the seller was going to pay my commission as the buyer agent. They're like, that makes no sense. And in most industries, it doesn't make sense. Like, what other service do you get paid for by the other side? Like, it just doesn't make any sense, right? So most sellers and buyers don't know how we get paid, and it's our job to educate them. And this lawsuits and all these issues will bring it to light more to where they'll start asking the right questions and they'll start getting the real answers, and they'll get hopefully the service that they deserve is what's supposed to be the output. The other challenge to this, though, that is a negative is buyers who can't afford to pay an agent, right? Buyers who are VA or FHA buyers or these lower income families, it's going to be a real big challenge to come out of pocket another 5-10 grand, whatever it is you want to charge for your services. So something's going to have to be done to make it where it could go into the loan, or it eventually gets paid by the seller anyways, right? So something's going to have to happen to where this is not unfair to the consumers, because that's the overall mission, is for it to be more fair to the consumers.
This is greed, and motivational speakers are selling it as, oh, you'll be fine, you show your worth. That's not how this is going to work. They're not. That's a dreamland that you can prove your worth, and they think they're going to do that. Here's what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot more lawsuits because listing agents are going to end up representing both sides, and they're just going to gloss over the roof issues that are found on this. But we've talked about this before. I got a whole thing I can go through with you guys about how realtors are ethical. I don't want to get into that, but they make their own deals fly through. If Francisco brings me a deal and something's wrong with the roof, I might tell my sellers, we don't need to fix that, whatever. But if it's my customer that I brought, oh, well, we'll make this work, we'll make that work. Maybe we could just patch that. It is opening a hornet's nest of issues for this. What needs to happen is education. Do you think these sellers fully understand that when I put $1 or 1%, that I'm not going to show it to as many people? Not as many people are going to see your house, right? If I put my car for sale on this back street that I live on, that has 100 people a day drive by, or if I put it out on on 436, what are the chances I get a better offer? Which one of those is going to get more people are going to see it? I'm going to get a better offer if I put it where 50,000 cars a day go by instead of 100 cars a day, right? You get your house out there, more people are bringing you houses. You guys know this. You think you'll get more money if you offer 5% to the buyer's agent, or if you offer 1%? The seller's going to get a better deal with the 5, even probably paying the 4% more. They're going to get a better deal with that. How many of you guys go in and show a listing? You guys complain about when you go to a closing and you see that the listing agent got 4% and offered you and paid you 2%. You thought it was a 4, or paid you 2.5%, and they kept 3.5%. You thought it was a 5% listing. Now you see it's a 6%. You only got 2.5%. You think they explained to their client, look, I'm charging you 6%, but I'm only going to give 2.5% to the other side because I want to make more money? Or do you think they said, you know what, I'd probably get more showings if I offer 3% than 2%. Let's make it extreme, 3% than 2%. We're going to get a lot more showings, and you're going to get more than 1% extra for your property. They don't explain that, right? That's why the seller just signs off on that. They don't know what it means. And they just say, is this 2% more than the 6%? Nope, that's included in the 6%. Oh, okay. They don't understand that. It's a lack of education, just like it is with your buyers. And you have to really, really educate your buyers if this thing comes to pass like this. You'll have to really educate your buyers the difference between having a buyer's agent and not having a buyer's agent, and dealing directly with the listing agent who is representing. You guys think about your listings. Unless you're really doing some great marketing like we just talked about with Caroline and getting strangers to come list their house with you, typically they're going to be friends, family, referrals, people you've known for years, right? That's typically who you list their house. People who know you, like you, trust you. This is the biggest thing they've ever done, and they're going to have somebody trudging around their house and doing open houses and stuff like that. They want their best friend, Mandy, to do it. They don't want some stranger, right? So typically you're listing a house for somebody who's really important to you. These people that come in off your open houses that you offer $1 compensation and you're just hoping to get it on Zillow and get it out there where people will come to your open house, you don't know these people. They're trudging in there. You don't know them. They didn't bring their realtor who says, you guys go ahead and get that house. I don't want to make that $1 commission. You guys go ahead and represent yourselves. And they go and they deal now with Mandy, who's representing her cousin or her best friend. That's not fair. And you have to educate people that, look, you need somebody who's on your side. You don't need somebody who's representing their sister-in-law, right? You need somebody who's on your side. So you've got to educate both your sellers, your buyers. This is going to end up in so many more. I mean, a lot of states have outlawed what they call dual representation, what we call transaction brokerage. They've outlawed that because it clogs up their court system with this kind of nonsense. Non-disclosing things, non-representation. Didn't get the best deal for me. Clearly covered for one side and not for the other. And who's that always going to be? Typically the listing, because it's going to the selling side, because it's going to be their friend. Sometimes it's themselves. What about if it's my own house I'm selling, right? Whose best interest do I have at heart? You know, so this is a very, very, very bad thing. I mean, people go and try to reinvent things. This is greed trying to reinvent the wheel. The reason we do it the way we do it, where the sellers do pay for both sides, is to make it fair, is to make it where the buyers shouldn't have to come out of pocket to have representation, right? That's why we do things the way we do things. But this is Zillow and these other people pushing their agenda and trying to get paid, trying to get more and more and more, trying to get the listing agent on there. This is corporations trying to get, and I'm not a big bad corporation guy, but this is corporations trying to make more money and sticking it to the consumer and sticking it to the court system, because these things, you guys know how much these are going to, a lot of the complaints I have about you guys is they're worried that you didn't take somebody's offer. I'm concerned that Angie took her own client here on this deal. She's got both sides instead of taking my offer. And then it's consumers who think that no one represented them to the best of their ability because they had both sides. That's like, you guys do about 15% of our transactions are ones where you guys handle both sides, and about 40% of our complaints are on those. There's going to tie up the legal system. It's going to be a huge, huge problem. But that's my opinion. It sounded like it was fact, but it was just my opinion. I got pretty heated about it.
Yeah, and even more so lawsuits when buyers start to think they should represent themselves, right? Because then they're going to be like, why do I have to pay a buyer agent? Let me just go get a contract online and fill it out and submit this and do it myself, which is going to cause even more lawsuits, because now you have a listing agent representing the listing side and a buyer supposedly listing, representing themselves, but of course still asking the listing agent all kinds of things, because they wouldn't just do it on their own. Really, they're going to need help. So it's going to be even more issues with the buyers
Well,
when they do it on
they're
their
not
own.
represented at all, and that's what your
Mhm.
paperwork will say. And you'll have them sign a
Yeah.
non-representation agreement. But that's it. That's the same thing. They're getting no professional advice.
Yeah. Which leads to lawsuits. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let's go through the chat a little bit. Angie, thank you for bringing that to our attention, and I'm going to watch it. Can sellers use this right now if they want to? No, they can't. We were at the time you asked this, Rashu, I saw it pop up on here. We were talking about putting it in the MLS with no compensation offered. You cannot do that still. We were talking about what if the MLS allows that, but right now they're not. You still have to offer compensation, and yes, you can offer $1 or 1% or whatever, and be prepared to be ridiculed. Are other states having buyers pay for buyers commission? You can do that now if you want. You can use your buyer brokerage agreement. We've been talking about that for years. You definitely need to do that anyway. Dollar compensation is happening here as well. Yes, I've seen it. Do we need to put any commission if we put a house for renting on MLS? Yes. MLS isn't going to allow anything on there that doesn't offer the other side's compensation. Let me talk about this too, and let me get to let me talk about this before I get to George's. You guys can't argue an MLS offer of compensation. Do not write a different thing. I know we talk about this every 6 months. Do not write another number on a contract and have everybody initial. That's not between the buyer and seller. First of all, anything on the contract is between the buyer and seller. It's not between agents, not between the commission. It's not between you and the seller. It's not between FRI and the seller. It's between the buyer and the seller only. They cannot be, and they cannot be lowering your commission by contract either. They do not have that relationship. That's like me and George deciding that Carolina doesn't get a bonus this year. It's not our business, right? So we can't be deciding other people's money. Buyer and seller can't be changing you by addendum on a contract. You can change it individually by written agreement, but you cannot change it on the contract. That is not the buyer's business, and so it's not how that's supposed to be done. But do not argue the MLS offer of compensation. Do not call an agent, tell them you will not bring your buyer unless they offer 4% or 2% or whatever. If they're offering one of these people doing it for $1 or whatever, you cannot argue their MLS offer of compensation. It's certainly not on the contract. All right, George, in the Denver area, if it's off market, yes, you can ask for whatever you want and put your commission on the contract, just so you know. Okay. George, in Denver area, the compensation, but I prefer you do a commission agreement. In Denver area, the compensation model is 60-40 in favor of the listing agent due to historic issue with old school broker who joined the initial MLS. Some MLS require a compensation agreement be reached with the buyer seller. Okay. I'm not familiar with that, but I understand that. Here you cannot vary from your listing agreement. Whatever your listing agreement says is what you better put on the MLS. Listing a home in Four Corners tomorrow, 2.5% commission, short-term, 380. Oh, okay. Thanks, Carolina. Carolina sharing that. Share it on our FRI page.
Once
Romina,
I have it up, yep, I'll do that.
all right, Romina's already got it. She's called it.
Yeah.
She's under contract.
I have a question, Ryan, with this new stuff that's going on, and maybe we talked about this before, but on the website that I just did, when my buyers or sellers are looking on the website for properties, as an example, it has the listing agent's information and telephone number. Is this mandatory now? On my website, or when I send properties to a buyer, as an example, it has the listing agent's information and telephone number.
I haven't seen this.
Mm-hmm.
No, it shouldn't be that way. You need a new website. That's the whole point, purpose of having your website is so you could brand that type of stuff to send out.
No, that shouldn't be happening. You've got something that's doing something wrong.
They told me, I contacted the company, and they said, well, the IDX that they use, which is MLS, I'm guessing, they have to have it on there. I'm
There's
like,
no, there's no special IDX that they're using. So I don't know. There's only one IDX, and that comes from MLS. So I don't know what they're doing, but you need to change that.
Okay. I thank you so much. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want this, but okay, thanks.
Yeah, see what you can do. Look at Mandy's website. It was just up there. Look at hers. Look for a house on there and see what you see. Unless that's changed in the last week or two, I've never seen that before.
Thanks.
Any other, Romina?
Okay, I have a question about property management, because if I have 10 buyers, 10 owners, clients that already bought a property and they want me to rent it for them and manage the property for them, I know I have to go through my broker.
Mhm.
How can I do that?
Contact Tina.
Tina?
Yep. Contact
So-
Tina. She'll watch it. She'll walk you through it. You know, if you start getting double digit of properties to manage, it might be worth it. You guys want to manage 1 or 2 or 5 properties, it is not worth it. But if you've got a good size, it's an economy of scale, just like most things. If you've got plenty of them, then it's worth it.
So I can do it through my own, let's say my own property management company through my broker, or how does it work?
You just manage it on behalf of the brokerage.
I manage it on behalf of my, but
So Florida, the brokerage has to manage it. So Florida Realty Investments would have to manage it technically, but you can be the person who takes the phone calls and does this and that.
okay.
To whatever degree you want to.
Well, I guess I want to start to Tina because I don't know, I don't get it. So I'm gonna pay Florida Realty Investment. Well, my client will pay me, and I will pay Florida Realty.
No, your client cannot pay you. Your client can't pay you, guys. You can't
I know,
get paid directly from a person for any real estate services at
So
all.
it's gonna pay Florida Realty Investment, and then Florida Realty Investment will share something with me.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, backwards. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So you
right.
can never take a check from a person for real estate services. That's why it's the agency model. We have to go through the brokerage.
And I have another.
Yes.
It's on there, Randy. It's on there. The listing agent, telephone number, and everything on your site.
It must be a new thing. I don't know about that.
Really?
We'll get back to that. Go ahead, Romina.
Okay, good. I just was worried. No,
Okay, go ahead, Romina.
That I had a rental on the MLS for one of these owners. I rent the property, but I did not make any money on that. I just handled the rental for him. I never got any money, and the tenant deposited their money to the owner. So I was not involved. So on the MLS, I put the property was already rented. That's it. Do I have to notify Florida Realty Investment, even though that I never got any money from that rental?
Anything that sees the MLS needs to go through your broker. We can get audited for anything that gets advertised under our name. So yes, you use the brokerage, so you have to give us our paperwork. Okay, we don't charge money. We don't charge money if you didn't make money, but we need the paperwork to
So I
cover.
should just put in paperless pipeline, and that's it.
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Any other? So yeah, you can't make money in real estate without going through your brokerage. If you advertise on MLS anything, we need paperwork. You have to be able to back that up with a listing agreement, etc. Even if it's a limited services listing agreement, even if it's a free listing agreement like that one, we don't care. If you guys want to do stuff for your owners, you promised them if they bought this investment house, you rent it for them. That's perfectly fine. Okay. You cannot manage, do not take money from tenants. They want to do directly with the owner like that. That's perfect. Great. Don't touch the money. Just have it go straight to the owner. Victoria, go ahead.
Yes. First off, Romina, I love your social media. I think you're doing a great job. And then another thing is that if I were to refer my clients to another management company and then they pay me a referral, does FRI take a portion of that? And if so, how much?
I think they can pay you. We have never done that. We've never gotten a referral check for any of you guys. I don't know if they can pay you directly as a person. I don't think you don't need to be a realtor to do that, I think they can pay you directly for that. But that's not your real estate services. That's just a person referring someone. I'm not
Like
sure.
when we represent a tenant for another company's listing, don't they pay us directly?
They better not. Absolutely not.
Okay, they pay it through the brokerage also?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
haven't done it in years. That's why I don't remember. Okay.
Yeah, I refer one of my buyers over to a management company, and then they gave me a referral. So that has to go through FRI. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. I'm not sure
You're
about
not
that.
saying that. You're not
But
sure.
I think they would pay anybody who referred them a client.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure that that is using your real estate expertise to do that. But I don't know. All right. Any other, oh wait, I've got some questions. Sorry. Andres, I want to get to your question. What does the NAR and RPAC think about that? I don't know. Angie, do you know what they think about that, cutting the buyer's commission out?
I mean, they've been working in these lawsuits that have been going on, and it's different by each state. So it's going to just be a matter of time till we see what happens here in Florida. But it is possible, I guess, that it could be a national law, right? I mean, that's always a possibility. But I'm not sure. I just kind of started researching it this morning. I've heard about it for the past week, and then watched the majority of this webinar or this YouTube video that I sent to Ryan. So I think it's just a matter of time to see what happens with the different associations and what they're going to do and what the rules are going to be. But there's already MLSs that are removing the mandatory buyer compensation from their MLSs. So.
Okay, well, I don't think it's going to be a national, at least states have, everyone, guys, we're licensed by the state. National laws are very difficult to enforce state by state. In states that already don't allow dual agency, I do not see them allowing this at all. The whole point of not allowing dual agency is that this kind of thing is going to fly right in the face of it. All right. I have lost control of the chat. Okay. She's running the listing agent's contact information. Yes. So they are giving the listing agent's contact information on there. That must be a new thing. I have not seen that. That kind of defeats the purpose of the IDX, really. Otherwise your website can just say, go look at Zillow. So, I mean, if it's not going to make them go through you to get it.
I just want to say on my website, if you guys take a look at a listing on the immediate right, the listing agent contact is at the very, very bottom. On my website, my name, my phone number, my email address is a contact form. So I don't know. I guess it pops out a bit more for them to contact me directly versus going to the bottom and trying to find where it says listing agent and their phone number.
Guys, I think you should. I think that's great, Mandy. I mean, it's good, but I think you guys should really get into educating these people why they need a buyer's agent. And if they're coming to your site, Mandy, they're looking for a property. You can tell them they need a buyer's agent. It's not a buyer, a seller or a buyer who's wanting to work with you on both sides of something. You're looking for buyers there. And sellers, of course, but by the time they do this IDX thing, they're looking for buyers. This is something that people really need to be educated why they need a buyer's agent, so they don't call the listing agent directly. I really think that 8 out of 10 people believe they're saving money by going directly to a listing agent, and they're not. Not all of you guys do the dual compensation with your sellers. And even if you do, they don't really take that into account. They want a certain amount of money for their property, and they don't really think about it that way, that they're cutting from 6% to 4% or whatever it is. They really think that they're saving money by going directly to the listing agent. Any other questions? I think you guys really need to get into what I was getting at. You guys really need to get into education, buyers and sellers. Just like you do when you tell your sellers why do your sellers need to give you 7% or 6% on their listings? So you can offer the other side something. First of all, you educate them how valuable you are. And you say, you know what, we're going to offer the other side 3% instead of 2 or 2.5, because we want them, they're going to bring us more people. They're going to bring us more buyers. The more people we get our house in front of, the better chance we have of selling it for more money. All right. Yeah, it did used to show the brokerage, and now it doesn't, and now it shows the listing agent. That's a strange thing. I got 2 raised hands. Carolina, you're muted.
I have to lower it. Thanks. Good conversations.
All right, Romina.
Do you know that when you have a contract with a new construction property company, let's say Lennar, whatever, anyone, and it doesn't show on the MLS, there's any way to add those properties to the MLS so you can have let's say I have one contract with Meritage Homes, but it's not showing in the MLS. Can I ask the MLS to put it there?
No, you put it there for data purposes only within 30 days of the sale.
After it's sold?
You want MLS credit for it? Is that what you want?
Yes.
Okay.
After it's sold?
After it
When it's
closes,
pending?
you have no, don't put it on there until it closes. Within 30 days after it closes, to put it on for data purposes only, so you don't have to put public remarks or anything like that. Just for data purposes only. You write in public remarks for data purposes only, and there's a selection thing on there for data purposes. Okay.
Yeah, when you first go to add edit on the MLS, it'll say residential or the type of listing it is, and one of the choices is sold data entry. Sold data entry only, rather than residential or a lease or commercial. It's one of the choices on that first selection when you're adding it to the MLS, and then you just put in the sold data. You have to have a picture though, so make sure you get at least one exterior photo.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, try to get it of the actual house, not like from their website.
All right. Any other questions before we go? I feel like.
Oh, sorry, for the social media person that advertised today versus like other companies, do you think this is more on the more expensive side, or is this like a decent price? I'm just wondering if anybody's paying much cheaper for social media.
That's very expensive for social media.
Okay.
But
everybody's nodding. I was like, wow, that was a lot.
It is on
That's
the
not really
higher
good.
end because it's more luxury, I would say.
It has the word luxury, yeah.
They do provide a lot of value. There is CoreFact is another company I also use. Angie, did you sign up to their farming? What was it that you signed up to?
Yeah, I just signed up for the postcard regular farming. I didn't sign up for their social media posts because I already have it done with Reminder Media does it for me too, because I use the Reminder Media magazines, and then they have the social posts too, where it's like articles from the magazine. So I'm already doing that. So I didn't do it with CoreFact. So there's a lot of other companies that do that. I just feel like you got to be careful with those things because a lot of times it's just crappy posts that really don't get viewed, but it's just something posting to your page every day. So if you just want consistency and just to kind of keep going, it works. But I don't think there's anything better than posting your own content yourself that you really want to post. Go on a Monday morning, put it on your calendar, Monday at 10 a.m. You're going to spend an hour, half an hour researching what you want to post and then schedule those posts for the week. And just doing that, all that type of stuff has gotten me way better results than what any of these companies I've paid to do stuff. Because you'll see that they'll post stuff that's not really relevant to you. Like they post some, I don't know, chorizo recipe. And I'm like, I don't even eat pork. And they're saying, Angie recommends this recipe. And I'm like, no, I don't, It's like, so it's like, you got to find things that are more relevant to you is really important if you're really trying to connect with your clients. If you're just trying to get consistency and just trying to get stuff on your page and fill your page, then any of these sites will work and they do decent stuff. But if you look at the views, like Mandy can go and look at hers too. If you look at the views from stuff she posted personally and the stuff that she had outsourced to somebody else, it's not even comparable. It's not even like, it's like 1%. It's like you get 5 views this way and you get 500 the other way. It's like, it's kind of crazy. So I recommend you stay consistent, but it's so much better if you just take the time and do it yourself. Go on realtor.com and find an article, go here, find this and share that and set up a whole schedule for yourself of things that are important to you that you want to share, holidays, events, this something, of the day, chocolate day or whatever, ice cream day, things like that you want to share.
Yeah, the value in what they're doing is the tracking, the tracking and the boosting. But you can do that yourself, or you can get it done for a little bit cheaper than that. And I shouldn't say that because I don't know how much boosting they're doing. I mean, there's you could spend $1 million a month if you want boosting stuff, But if they're getting you more of the followers that you want, and the viewers that you want, then it works. But I don't think that's their specialty. I think that's just something they do. Yeah, it can be done for cheaper. And yes, like Angie said, you guys put your own face or your own voice or your own stuff you shot out of your own car window while you're driving by something, walk around, do things that are relevant to your area and what you're doing. I do love it's easy to get. You can get it from other people's posts that you see, and then follow their link and get it for yourself. But I do love the Tampa's the #1 market for that, and Orlando's the #3 market for this. And, I love that kind of stuff. Interest rates are going up, interest rates are going down, relevant stuff, but mix those in with I was out here at Oakside Preserve today, Lennar's newest community in Davenport, and this is what I saw, and, whatever, get that stuff on there too. This is my new listing, and look at the views from here, or, whatever it is. Even going to local restaurants and check out the new restaurant we have here in Baldwin Park or in Hyde Park or wherever you are. Get out there and get in the world and show people what it's like to live in your beautiful city or your beautiful area, or the area that you can't afford to live in, but you're farming it, or whatever it is. Get out there and get videoing and get that out there. Malvis.
Yes, I do have a comment for Victoria. In this regards, Victoria, I sent you a private message last week, but we haven't had the chance to talk. For social media posting, I found what works for me. I have a company that manages and does my posts for me. They're called Keeping Current Matters, and I personalize it with my Trillium Realty Investments logo, my profile picture, and all that. And all their postings is real estate related. It's not like cooking recipes or anything of that. Now, their market statistics, their everything is real estate related. Every single one of them. They do one post every day, and they mix 1 or 2 videos per week. I pay $50 a month, Victoria, for that. Okay, but and the reason why I was looking for online presence. That's all I was looking for, because I don't have the time to create these posts myself. Due to the life that I live and my jobs and everything. So this is the cheapest company that I could find. I did look into Reminder Media just for the online postings, and their fees were $99 a month. Which is still more reasonable than this other company that presented this morning. But to my budget, that was still expensive for $100 a month. I just don't have the time to do it. So I thought, okay, let me give it a try. I have spent already in 2 years $1,200. I have not gotten a lead from Facebook or Instagram, but I have gotten a lot of followers. And so, because I want to stay top of mind. One thing that I started doing recently, after Ryan brought in that guy that taught a class about ChatGPT, I opened a ChatGPT account and I started doing more videos. I need to get better, but I'm trying to get at least 1 video a week of my ugly face on Facebook and Instagram. And I do is put on ChatGPT, give me 3 tips on inspections, give me 3 tips on using a realtor and things like that. And I am getting better at it. But that's the cheapest way for me. And I guess it all depends on what you want to accomplish. I don't have the money to pursue that amount, nor have the time to do it myself. So this is what works for me.
You guys, Malvis, share the name of that company, please, in the chat. You guys, I saw on Twitter, or I'm sorry, X yesterday. Those of you who don't know, Twitter is now X. I don't understand all that, but I did see yesterday where one of these life coach guys who a lot of you guys have heard of was saying, spend 3 minutes a day on AI and you will grow your mindset and grow your abilities quickly, and your ability to understand AI and use AI. Just spend a few minutes a day on it. Just talk to it, and you'll be surprised what it can do. Yesterday I was going through there also, and I saw an advertisement for Headshot Pro. For those of you guys who haven't seen this, look at headshotpro.com. AI will make you headshots. So be careful if you're on dating apps out there. AI will make you headshots. They'll take your selfies and make you headshots for $29. You get 40 headshots with however you want to look, pretty much. I don't know if you can, I didn't get on there enough to know if you could change your body or your face or whatever, but probably.
It's so bad, Brian. I've tried it. It's horrible. It does not look like your face at all.
Oh, is it bad?
It almost changed my ethnicity. I was like, I do not look like that. No.
Do you know how many people just got excited when you said you don't recognize your face on it? We're all thinking, oh, so make me better. Great. For some of us, that would be an improvement. But that's not what you had your hand raised for. What did you, Malva's hand is still up.
So I wanted to share, can I just quickly share my social core fact real quick on the back end?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So for everybody that's wondering, saying that I don't have time to like write, adjust post or whatnot, core fact. So I pay for this. I think is $200 for the year. I can't remember fully, but this is just an example of, what you can create for your social media, like even market updates. You guys can do this. Super easy. You just click on it and then you just edit the numbers and that's it. And they have, community event posts. I mean, you guys can go like to town with this thing and you can schedule all of your posts directly through here. So that's what I've been doing. Like Angie mentioned, it's not the most engaging, for example, but it kind of gets your information out there. If you're needing some content and you don't have time to make it, core fact, the social shares specifically, you have to pay for that. So that's what I've been recently using because I'm an artist, I'm creative, but I don't always have time to go into Canva and create my stuff. So that's why I got the social share with core fact. So that's another option for you guys.
Awesome. Malvis, do you have more to share or your hand just accidentally still up? Okay. Victoria, I'm going to go to you.
Sorry.
Yes, sorry. I just wanted to give a small promotion on my listings. I have 2 listings right now, and it's at 501 Lincoln Ave in Lake Wales. It's under 200,000. So if you guys have any buyers, please feel free to reach out to me. And then I also have another listing in Winter Havens for $335,000, a little bit less. So if you guys have buyers, please let them know about this property if you're going to go in these areas.
What's the second address, please?
The second address is 3843 Eloise Estates. I could put into the chat box, and it's a really nice house. Updated roof already, and there's a pond behind the house. There's a walkway to the big lake, so it's really move-in ready. And the seller has updated the floorings and done the backsplash and stainless steel appliances, so it's pretty move-in. So I'll go ahead and in now. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. That's awesome. Let me see, Livette.
Yes, while we are sharing on listings, I just want to chime in there. Let me just put up. I have a listing in Apopka, Florida, 1246 Decleaver Drive. The price drop now is $390. It has a pool. It has what you call that now, Angie? Hurricane shutters and solar panels. Sellers are really motivated, so bring your buyers.
Awesome. Put that address in the chat, please.
And the seller's paying off the solar panels on that one too, so there's
Awesome,
no any fee.
Fantastic. Put that address in the chat, please. You guys should make a habit of doing that. You guys are welcome to talk about your listings here, but put the address in the chat because a lot of people are going to ask afterwards because you said it too fast or something. Any other? There you go. Thank you, Livette. Any other questions or comments before we go today? All right. You guys, hopefully you learned something today and you get some more ideas for your marketing. guys, you've got to, I know a lot of you don't want to hear this, but you got to reinvest in your business. You've got to invest in your marketing. You've got to invest in growing your base. The world will pass you by if you don't. Things are getting tougher. As Angie pointed out, we have a couple of threats to our business, to our way of getting paid. You do have to adapt, and you do have to be more, you do need to add value. You need to be more valuable to your clients. Learn your trade, market yourself, and get out there and get them. You guys are doing well. We're getting more than our market share right now. Market seems to be dropping, and we're doing nothing but going up. So you guys keep up the good work. Love the enthusiasm. We got 40 people here. We had 48 or something at one point for a marketing presentation, which I love to see. So thank you all for coming in, and we'll see you next week. Until then, keep doing what you do.